bud. We'll be ready for these schoolboys. They'll wake themselves with blood. One big love with you begins a life to the barricades!
I don't know how many takes we wound up doing, somewhere between 15 and 20 total, but Tom and I both knew the take that wound up being used in the film was take 4, and we both knew when it was done that that was the one. We just are a little obsessive and wanted to see if we could go any further. And at the end of the day, after we did however many takes we did, dozens, we looked at each other and said, "Oh, it was that one in the beginning of the day. We could have stopped 8 hours ago."
For Tom, it had to work in close-up, and that took a lot of preparation. We had 9 weeks of rehearsal, and you know, the process in a way is the same. Obviously, you have to learn the song. You have to know the notes of the song. I never start with singing. I always take the lyrics off the page and write them down as though they're a monologue and make it work from that perspective. But Tom would pull his chair up in rehearsal and in the audition. He would pull his chair up this far away and just sort of sit there, and so often have the camera here. So it was very clear from early on that what we needed to do was, yes, sing the songs, yes, communicate the characters, but we needed to do it in an intimate way that was here.
Because when I did musical theatre as a young man, and that's not something I'd done for many, many years. And in fact, even with the rock and roll stuff, you know, the last full-blown tour I did was 2006. A lot of what I've done in the last few years is write songs for other people, and not necessarily been singing myself, you know. So in a way, it was to me, it was a blessing, because having to live inside a world that is all about music, you know, it's a place that I'm not just comfortable in, I'm really happy in.
A heart full of song, so I'm doing everything all wrong. Oh God, for shame, I do not even know your name. Dear mademoiselle, won't you say? And one of the most challenging things about doing this big musical that has an operatic quality to it on film was learning to be able to play the truth of these songs, as it were, without, and being able to give the vocal dynamic, like the sort of belt, as it were, to some of these operatic moments without contorting your face so much that the close-up goes, sort of, you know, audiences start freaking out because they can't deal with your contorted face. So.
It's a drama, it's a tragedy, it's a really dark story told through song, which you wouldn't think would work, but it's a phenomenon. And with these actors and Tom Hooper directing it actually pulls you into it. When some of the characters speak, you're kind of pulled out of it because you expect them to sing. It's just a really big challenge. For Mamma Mia, I recorded my stuff months ahead of time and learned how to lip sync my voice, which is like, but for this, it's just completely different.
Somewhere beyond.